Hello all, my name is Nehal Shell and I am from EC Department, Government Polytechnic for Girls, Surat. Today we will learn the flip-flops. So you have already learned various type of flip-flops in the lecture. So I will here give only brief idea about the truth table of each flip-flops that you have to remember for the next tutorials. So let us start the flip-flops. So you have to study 4 flip-flops. It has mainly 4 types. First, that is SR flip-flop. Second, that is JK flip-flop. Third, D flip-flop. And fourth, that is T flip-flop. So first, that is clock RS flip-flop. So symbol of RS flip-flop is given here. Set, clock and reset. Set, that means S, reset, that means R, and clock is given in the purpose of to make flip-flop in the working condition. So remember, if clock is activated, then and then any changes can be done in the flip-flop, or any input combination is given in the flip-flop but clock is not given, so you will not get any output. So there are two terms in the output side, Q and Q bar. So Q, that is your output, and Q bar, that is the complement of the output Q. So if we take the symbol of SR flip-flop, so here you can see one input is S, second one input is R, and both the input of each input of both the gates are combined as with the clock. Next further it is combined with the next two NAND gates, and finally we get Q and Q bar. So here you have to remember truth table of SR flip-flop for tutorial purpose. In the tutorial we will see identify the various problem, and you have to find out the solution of that. So in the truth table, first, that is column is of clock pulse is given, and S and R values are there. So S and R two variables, so there will be four combination of that. First is 0 0, second 0 1, third 1 0 and 1 1. So if the value of S and R is 0 0, that means no change in the output. No change in the output, that means previously whatever flip-flop has stored, either it can be 0 or it can be 1. So there will be no change when S is given 0 and R is given 0. In the next, if the value of S is 0, R is 1, so in the output it will be 0. Q is your output, Q bar, that is complement of this. So here 0 value is there because reset condition is satisfied. R, that means reset. If it is 1, you will find 0. Same way, if S, that means set is 1 and R is 0, so you will find output as a 1. 1 because S is 1. S is 1, that means set condition. Set condition means 1 value. Last, if the both input are S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1, that means toggling condition or not valid condition in the RS flip-flop. Okay, so this condition will be overcome in the JK flip-flop. Now in the positive edge trigger RS flip-flop, clock is given in if the clock pulse is in positive terms, then and then you will find output, otherwise it will be 0. Here's triangle is given, so triangle, that means positive clock pulse. If this triangle have bubble, that means negative edge trigger RH flip-flop. So here waveforms you have already studied in your lecture. So next, that is negative edge trigger. As I have told earlier, if here one bubble is given, that means negative edge trigger. This is the waveform of RS flip-flop. So according to the value of S and R, you will get values of output. You have to remember this waveforms. Now D flip-flop. D, that means data. So here data are passed as it is, which is given in input. If input is 0, output is 0. If input is 1, output is 1. It is simple. It is only data transmission flip-flop. Output is same as input. JK flip-flop, JK latch. So as I have told earlier that in the SR flip-flop there was a limitation that when S and R both value are at 1 1, in the SR flip-flop there was no output. So here that condition is overcome. All other data are same, but this limitation of SR flip-flop has overcome. As you can see that if the value of S and R 1 1, then you will get output as Q bar. That means complement of previous output. So in previous step, if flip-flop has stored 0, you will get here as a 1, and previously if it has stored 1, then you will get this as 0. In this flip-flop, race around condition will be there, but it can be overcome by adding some additional logic gates. So race around condition, that is the most important to know while studying flip-flop. So when the value of J and K both are at 1 1, then latch is in toggle mode. So this can be avoided by edge triggering JK flip-flop or using master slave flip-flop. Here JK flip-flop is given and edge signal is applied at the clock pulse. So using this race around condition can be avoided, right? So race around condition is that when output period is more than the clock period. So this condition is avoided by edge triggering method. Second method to avoid race around condition, that is master slave flip-flop. So here you can see that one logic circuit is there, it is known as a master, and second additional logic gates are added, that is work as a latch. So at a time means at a time in the terms of clock, one flip-flop will be on, one system will be on, in the second period of clock second system will be on. So hence you will get more time for your output. So also in these terms race around condition will be avoided. Next is the T flip-flop. T, that means toggle. Toggle, that means 0 to 1 and 1, then you will get 0. So as you see in the truth table, if data in the input is 0, you will get output as it is. If it is 1, you will get Q bar. So there will be no change and toggle. So T flip-flop is simple, no change and toggle. All these tables of this 4 flip-flop you have to remember for the further tutorial purpose. Thank you.